The film Wonder Woman, released in 2017, is driven by the ideology of feminism and rejects patriarchy. The story of Wonder Woman is different to most superhero films, as it rejects the traditional idea of good guys and bad guys, and instead chooses to use more compassionate responses which reflect her femininity rather than the violent approaches which reflect patriarchy. It is also focused on what causes people to do wrong, and that although humans can be evil, they can also be so much more.
But so much more.
In this video, we'll be looking at two scenes that take place in Britain during World War I that show a feminist ideology.
Deal?
Let's go.
The first scene is when Diana and Steve arrive in Britain. Diana's gown becomes undone and Steve's immediate reaction is for her to cover up, insisting that she is not dressed in clothes.
What are you doing?
Can't do that because you're not wearing any clothes. Let's go.
This is something Diana isn't used to, as we see the look of confusion on Gal Gadot's face through her acting, which communicates how Diana is naive to the customs of the oppression of women through the way they present themselves. During the 1910s, women wore very conservative clothes that covered their bodies. Steve believed that Diana showing her body wouldn't be appropriate for the social conventions of that time. In the film, we never really see Diana's body in a sexual way, as the film is not shot through a male gaze. We see in a later scene the reveal of her costume without being sexualized in the battlefront. Another scene in which feminism is shown is when Diana and Steve are being followed by assassins. This is the first time in which Diana is able to use her powers in front of Steve. This is a significant moment in the relationship between Steve and Diana, as he will now acknowledge her as more of a leader and someone he should trust and follow. Through the close-up shot, we can tell this is an important moment shared by both characters because it emphasizes the reactions by both of them. The bird's eye view shot shows Diana fighting the spies while Steve stands watching. This shows that Diana has more control than what Steve believed. It is important to see after Diana has completed most of the fighting, Steve punches the last man in the face, knocking him out. He does this while standing in front of Diana. This can mean either Diana understands man's desire to have control, so she lets him end the fight, or it could represent that man and woman should work together to resolve conflicts. Either way, it depicts a feminist ideology, either showing the humor in patriarchal actions, such as the man finishing the job unnecessarily, or a woman and man working together. At the end of this scene, Diana kneels beside the assassin and speaks comfortingly to him. This is significant as it shows Diana's balance of violence and compassion. It's a rejection of blood-curdling masculinity that typifies superhero films. In the generals' meeting, Diana uses force to overcome the patriarchy within the room. Gal Gadot uses acting to show her frustration at not being listened to. This whole scene is very empowering as Diana shows her intelligence through understanding of languages as well as her passion for justice. By rejecting the classic patriarchal constructs upon which superhero films have traditionally been built, Wonder Woman truly succeeds as a feminist film through multiple scenes that showcase the strength and empowerment that Wonder Woman brings into a patriarchal Britain.
Promise me you will protect it with your life.
Yes. No.